Hello, everybody. It's time for art shorts. Today we're going to do something with a black paper. If you have a black paper, that's great. If you don't, you can use a white paper. We're going to use, if you have a black paper, we have your white pencils that you should have in your pencil box with all your other pencils. I like my white pencils, and I also like it's white gel pens. If you have any, or if you want to get any to finish this project up really good. Um, Today we're going to be making how you draw the wind. So I'm going to have at least three things that you can use to draw the wind and make it look like wind, maybe four. And this is layered on, so uh, I like to do layering and texturing on things. So this is what we're doing today. And here we go. I've got my trusty eraser. I do have a yellow or a pink eraser, which I'm not real fond of the pink erasers. I like the neater eraser the best. And the first things I'm going to do is make the different things that we are going to use to make the wind look like wind. Think about it. I suggest you use a tree. Now, if the wind is coming, you can take that tree and aim it just to one side. Then you can take the branches and have it just kind of go all over the place. I saw one picture where they had a crow sitting out on one of the branches, way out on the end of one of the branches. So we'll figure that out when we get there. Um, if you don't like what you have done, your eraser will take care of it. Remember, these are pencils. Now I do like my ink pens and my um, white um, little felt tip markers. So if you have some white felt tip markers, you can do them also after you've got this drawn in pencil and you like it. Today is a really dull day. There's no sun. It sort of tried to come out a little bit ago, but didn't quite make it, even though it's in the 40s. And I like to use a lot of line work. That does a lot of texture to your trunk of your tree. Putting a lot of line work in there. And if you want it a lot sharper, you can take and sharpen your pencils. And you can take your ink pens, your white ink pens, and go back in create a sharper line. That makes it look like the wind is going across the whole page of your art. Let's see here. I have several things that shows art. It shows wind blowing. We're going to make a sidewalk here where people are walking. And I think one of the things I have is a person that's having a horrible time keeping an umbrella. You don't have to make it a perfect figure. You can make an essence of figure. I'm putting a little hat on it. Who's going to win? Is the umbrella going to win, or if the person walking is going to win? Also on the side here, and I really had it going down too far, so we're going to put a flagpole and have a flag up here. Flag is whipped around that pole. And there it is, whipped out there. Now, I like to add a little bit of stuff in the background. So, what this person is walking along the sidewalk next to a field. That field is like really tall grass. And we're going to have it grass is bent over because the wind is getting at it. And maybe there's some little flowers up front, but they're not exactly got the sun to help them today. Now, when you're done creating your picture, you can take other colors and uh, do some more colors on your black paper or your white paper. How many times have you walked on a windy day? I've taken my doggie for walks on windy days, and they're not really fun. And you can't exactly uh, have an umbrella with you if it's raining. So you have to bundle yourself up really good. Have a hat on. So we can take this sidewalk I'm not being exact with all these sidewalk tiles. That's okay. Now, since my crow is out here and I'm doing it in white, so I might as well do the whole crow white. And I like to do, I like to layer things, and so um, I'm going to take my gel pens, if they work. I didn't check this one out. With all this grass, there's probably pieces at the top of this grass, there's like little pods, and the little pods have seeds in them, and when the grass blows like this, it pushes those little seeds away, so the little seeds are going out and planting themselves in the grass, making more of the tall grass out there. So remember, you can use, if you're doing a white picture on black paper or black canvas, you can take your white pencil and draw it first, and then you can take your ink pens. If you're doing it in white, you've got white ink pens you can get, Walmart has white ink pens, and they're pretty inexpensive. And you can just pick at your picture and just keep adding to it so that it looks like it has more texture uh, than it does before. It's layering it, coming back and layering the picture. And I like to layer the tree because that makes the bark look really, really cool. Look, makes you want to touch it because it'll have a texture to it that is rough. I like it when there is uh, bark that comes off of a tree. I always save my bark. One time I had bark from the Native American um, reservation up in Canada, um, Ojibwe, and it was white birch bark, and I had to bring it home across the border, and the guards at the border were not too happy with me bringing bark home. But in the end, they let me bring it home. I think they thought I was going to bring some kind of disease home. There, that one's working. Some of these I've used so much that they're almost out. And I'm going to show you before I'm done the picture I've made um, that is for visually impaired people, which has similar things in it as like the tree. And I'm using just black canvas and string. And I've glued the string on to make the picture in black and white. And there is a school for the visually impaired in Cincinnati that I'm going to be giving it to. Hopefully I'll make a whole bunch of them with a whole bunch of different trees um, because it has a whole bunch of different textures to it. In fact, I'll show it to you before I forget. This it is, and it's all done in string, glue and string. I've got a little bottle that I use that has a little tiny top to it that can do lines in glue. Um, this part here is cheesecloth, but you see that it makes all kinds of different textures. Okay, it's the same thing as what we're using here in line work. It's all line work. Now, you don't have to go across your page and rub your white uh, lines um, and smudge your white lines. I turn mine upside down. And I can just get to the top of that now. Little lines sideways with my tree. Go over the crow. And get that little limb out there further. And if you remember that with a tree, there's not really anything that you can say you made a mistake at. Unless you put the limb at the bottom and the tree trunk at the top. And we're not doing that. The limbs get skinnier and skinnier as they get out there to the point. And that wind is just blowing that tree all over the place. There is no mistakes, and there's no can't do it. And I'll come over here and now the eraser didn't quite get that part. So we might have to put something there to hide that, or I could try this eraser. I know it will erase on canvas. There, it's almost gone. This is like just doodling, just having fun doodling. And then you can, do more things than just that on there. If you want to find something else that you want to do to show wind, that would be lovely. This is your piece of art, not mine. I figure this is just an estimate of what you can do. Put some clothes on those sticks that's holding the make them look like arms. Side view of an umbrella has like 3 scallops to it. This is a really long man. I guess I better make those feet a lot bigger than what. This is a tall, skinny man. That's a guy. Where else do you think that your man could walk in a wind, or a woman could walk, um, or a dog, or a kitty cat? I don't think a cat would want to walk in a wind. I think the cat would not like it at all. We just have fun doing this. We don't have to make it look like a piece that goes into a museum. We just want to have fun today. So if you don't have um, white ink pen or white uh, pencils, you can go. Walmart has them, and they're pretty inexpensive. Or you could go to Amazon and look up white ink pens or white markers or white pen or pencils. Make sure you've got your pencil sharpener close so that you can make a sharp point on it, and your eraser. So if there's something really that you want to change, you can do that. I'm going to get some more seeds coming out here. And there it is. Then don't forget to sign it, because that's your piece of art. This is my sign. That's my signature, because I'm going to, uh, that's from when I had my art gallery called the Fish House Arts, and I'm going to hook you on creative art. So I will see you next week. Enjoy your weekend.